What's up, YouTube family and Browns fans everywhere? This is Cleveland football, and I'm your host, Terrence Hudson. All right. So I'm coming out of hiatus to give you my draft take. And this won't take too long. I know it's been a while since I dropped something, but you know I take some time off in the off season. I got other jobs. I got kids and all kind of stuff. But I be watching. I know what's going on. But let's talk about this draft real quick. I've learned, and I could be a broken record, when it comes to the Browns and it comes to the draft. If you look back at previous draft takes and draft videos that I've done, you go see me saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again. Like when I'm talking to my kids, I gotta say the same thing over and over and over again. But again, Cleveland, we have to draft well and we have to develop players well. And I know all teams have to say, that goes for everybody. Got to draft well, got to develop well. But I think in Cleveland, considering the fact we're not a large market when it comes to big name free agents, unless you're throwing them a boatload of money or something like that and giving them an offer they can't refuse. But we're not that destination. And in years past, faults, we have not drafted well, we have not developed well, and that has hurt us over the years. But I have learned not to become too happy when it comes to the draft and not to become too sad because, we already want this guy. How do we get this guy? Because you just don't know. It's not an exact science, all right? It's very few players that you absolutely know that this guy's going to be drafted and he's going to develop into an all-pro. He's going to develop into a Pro Bowl caliber player. He's going to develop into a Hall of Famer. All right, you really just don't know. Yeah, some guys are safer than others when it comes to some of these picks, but for the majority of guys, you really don't know how they're going to turn out because it could not just be the player's talent, the player's ability. It could be the situation that the player falls in. Who drafts them? What type of system are they in? How do they get along with the people that are coaching them? Who's developing them? You just don't know. Okay, so I hope the guys that we get, we can develop within our system and they work out for us. I did not think we were going to do what we did with trading our pick and then Hunter going to the Jags. I thought we would have drafted Hunter, but we didn't do that. We took Mason Graham, two-time All-American. He's a national champion. Who knows? He could be a guy that comes in and changes the culture. So I'm not getting too upset. I'm not getting upset. And really, another thing that we need to work on doing is drafting attitude. All right, attitude. Okay, it's one thing to draft athletic ability. All right, but what about attitude? And that's another thing that I think we're lacking. And this isn't a knock on the guys that we have currently, but we need guys that's more of, I say, taking on that leadership role, who could bring guys together, who will not be afraid to get in guys' face, to challenge his teammates, to hold guys accountable, and not be afraid to ruffle some feathers. All right, this is a part of a team. It ain't gonna always be, we always buddy kumbaya. Sometimes you got to get in some other guy's face. Sometimes you got to challenge some guys and push some guys. And there's some ways that you have to do it, and you know how you have to do it with certain players. All right, you ain't gonna be able to be the same way with everybody, but we do need leaders. All right, and that's another thing you drafting. Are you drafting ability or are you drafting attitude? All right, and if you can find some way to get both of those things together, somebody with ability and attitude, all right, as far as leadership, then you're building something. You're building something. So that's what we did. Look who we got: Mason Graham, Quinshon Judkins. I like that pick. I like the way he runs. He runs with attitude. He runs with speed. He hits the hole. He's a little bit taller than what I thought he was. And it looks like he's a little bit bigger than what I thought he was after watching him in college. This guy rushed for 1,500 in the SEC as a freshman. Yeah, hey man. He come up to the Big Ten. He rushed for a thousand last year here in the Big Ten. So I ain't mad at that. I'm excited for him. But can we develop these receivers? All right. Can we develop these quarterbacks? We've drafted one quarterback in the last 20 years that has won a playoff game for us. We haven't drafted a receiver in the last 20 years that has gained 1,000 yards receiving for us. Can we change that? All right. So we have to get more out of these picks. Okay. But again, I don't get too high and I don't get too low when it comes to this draft. I'm in a wait and see mode. Just wait and see. Wait and see. Let's just see what happened. All right. As far as the case with Shedeur, I'm baffled at the way this played out. All right. We draft Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round, and we come back and draft Shedeur in the 5th. All right. We got a crowded room. We ain't gonna be able to keep everybody. All right. But I'm a Shedeur fan. I'm rooting for him. I wish him the best. You know, I think what his situation was teams sending a message to Deion, sending a message to his dad, or trying to stick it to his dad through the son. And unfortunately, he had to suffer from that. But this is time to show them, show everybody, that they made a mistake. Show everybody that, hey, I ain't to be played with. And you come out, and because I think he cares about winning. I think he's a leader, and I saying the other guys don't care about winning, but I think he genuinely cares about winning. Okay, I've heard it said before, you want to draft guys that care more about football than more about what football can do for them. Okay, so are you in it more for the fame, or are you in it more for football? And I think Shedeur is one of those guys who love football and love to win. All right, I want some guys that's some winners that love to win. And let's go hold guys accountable. And I think he's one of those guys. But I'm excited for who we got. But again, it's just wait and see. So this is my take on the Cleveland Browns draft picks. You can tell me where I'm right. You can tell me if you think I'm wrong. If you like, hit the like button. Be sure to share. Be sure to comment. And be sure to subscribe.